Let's simplify this. We have root 20 plus root 45 plus root 125 minus 2 root 80 2 root 80. Now, whenever you are given a question like this, the first thing that should come to your mind is how to break them into one word, into one sword. Are we getting it? Or into multiple, into equivalent, multiple swords, similar swords rather, into similar sword. Whenever you are given anything like this, the first thing to do is to break them into similar sword. So this 20, we can write 20 as what? You can break 20 down. If you think, you see that all of them, what do they have in common? This one has 5 in common. 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 So all of them has 5 in common. So you start with 5 first. Now 20 divided by 5. So you have 5 times what? 4. Will give us 20 plus. Now for this case, first of all, you write 5 times 5 divided by 45 is 9 plus here you have 5 times 5 divided by 125 is 25 minus 2 root, you write 5 down, 5 times 5 divided by 80 is 16. Now from here, now we can now break them down. So this will be root 5 times, make all of them carry their own umbrella or root. Root 5 times root 4 is still the same thing from the laws we established, true or false, plus this is root 5 times root 9. Is that clear? Plus this is root 5 times root 25 minus 2 times root 5 times root 16. Root 16 rather. Is that clear? Now, having gotten all this now, the next step to take is the perfect squares, resolve them into their square root numbers. Are we getting it now? The perfect square, resolve them into their square root number. 4, you can find the perfect square of 4, which is 2. So this becomes root 5 times root of 4 is 2 plus this is root 5. Root 5 is irrational times root 9 is what? 3 plus root 5 times root 25 is what? Is 5 minus 2 times root 5. Root 16 is 4. Are we getting it now? So simplifying, you have 2 root 5 plus this times this will give us 3 root 5 plus 5 times this will give us 5 root 5, then minus 4 times 2 will give us what? 8 root 5. So what are we going to do? We add all of them together and subtract, don't simplify. Why? Because they are now what? They are now similar, so all of them are carrying root 5, root 5, root 5. They are multiples of 5. So this gives us 2 plus 3 is 5 plus 5 is 10. So this gives us 10 root 5 minus 8 root 5. 10 root 5 minus 8 root 5 is what? 2 root 5. So that is the answer to that question, 2 root 5. Let's try another one out. Let's resolve another question. Question says 3 root 2 minus root 32 plus root 50 plus root 98. Let's simplify this. Now you see that the simplest root here that they can find multiple of is 2. Why? Because 2 can go into 2, 2 can go into 32, 2 can go into 50, and 2 can go into 98. So let's write them as multiples of 2. So we have 2 root 2 minus, first of all, write 2 times 2 divided by 32 is what? 16. Plus, write 2 divided by 50 is 25, plus root, write 2 divided by 98 is what? Is 49. Is that clear? It's 49. Now simplifying further, we break them in such a way that all of them carry their umbrella. So this gives us 3 root 2 minus root 2 times root 16 plus root 2 times root 25 plus root 2 times root 49. What did we just do? We simplify them together. What did we just do? We broke them down in such a way that each of them, they are carrying their own roots. So this gives us 3 root 2 minus, now root 2 cannot be simplified further, times root 16 is what? 4. Are we getting it now? Plus root 2 times root 25 is 5, plus root 2 times root 49 is what? 7. Is that clear? That's clear. So this gives us 3 root 2 minus 4 times root 2 is 4 root 2 plus 5 times root 2 is 5 root 2 plus 7 root 2. Are we getting it? Because 7 times root 2 will give us 7 root 2. So what are we going to do? That's a negative value there. From BODMAS addition, then you subtract. Let's see. This will give us 3 root 2. Then we have 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus, okay, minus 4 plus 5. Minus 4 plus 5 is plus 1. So we have it as plus 1 root 2, isn't it? Because according to BODMAS, are we getting it? We are going to use this to subtract this, add this and this together. Let's see how it goes. Or we can even simplify like that. Can we? Yeah, we can do it like that. Let's not make things difficult. Now the question is 3 root 2 minus 4 root 2, or 3 minus 4. Let's take it like that. 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 5 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. So we have 11 root 2 as our answer. 11 root 2. Let me take it again. 3 minus 4, because when you are adding or subtracting similar roots, you only do what? Similar sorts. You only pay attention to the what? The coefficient that is carrying. Are we getting it? 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Minus 1 plus 5 is 4. 4 plus 7 is 11. So your answer is 11 root 2. Okay. The two sorts are said to be conjugate of each other if their product gives rise to a rational number. Two sorts are said to be conjugate of each other if their product gives rise to a rational number. Now, from our idea of difference of 2 square, we are told that a plus b bracket a minus b. Now, this difference of 2 square is equal to, if we use this to open through the bracket, a times a is what? a square, a times b is ab minus, then now let's use b now, minus a times ab times b, a rather, give you ab, then minus b times b here will give you minus b square. So at the end of the day, you are going to have a square, ab minus ab is 0, isn't it? Then this one will be what? B square. So we can say that a square minus b square is still the same thing as a plus b bracket a minus b. Is that clear? Is that clear? So that is what it is. That is why you have something like s squared minus 9. S squared minus 9 can be written as what? S squared minus 3 squared. True or false? Because 9 is 3 squared. So difference of 2 squared, your answer will be what? Like the way we have here, it will be your a now will not be x plus your b is what? 3 bracket your s, your a is s here, same thing, s minus 3. Are we getting it now? Now from this we can actually bring it down to the conjugate of surd. For instance, if you are given root a plus root b and root a minus root b. Now you agree with me that this is synonymous to this, isn't it? It's almost the same thing. Now look very well. This is an irrational number. True or false? It's true. This is irrational. Then this is also irrational because you cannot express them in the form of what? Quotient of two integers. Are we getting it now? These two are irrational, but in a situation after multiplying them, if they give you a rational number, then you say that these two are conjugates of each other. Are we getting it now? If you multiply that, they give you a rational number, we say that these two are conjugate of each other. So from the difference of 2 square, use this to open through the brackets. You have root a times root a will give us root a square, isn't it? Now root a times root b will give us plus root a b. Abina, same thing, root b times root a, this will be what? Minus, because we are using minus root b times this root a will give us minus root b, root what? Minus root a b plus, then root b times minus root b will be minus root b everything squared. So if you substitute, if you do this square we cancel this square. Of course you know that these two will cancel out each other because subtraction is in between them and they are the same, right? Then this gives us a minus what? This will also cancel out this. We are left with a minus b. Now you agree with me that a minus b is a rational number, because if a minus b, you can write it as a minus b over 1, no square root. Is that true? So these two numbers are said to be conjugate of what? Each other. So if you are given a number, are we getting it? If you are given a number, let's say a plus root b. If you are given any number in such a way that positive is in between them, to find the conjugate of that number, what do? You put what? Minus in between them. If minus in between them, to find this, all you just need is to what? Change the sign. So let's take the following. Let's take the following. Write down the conjugate of each of the following. Conjugate of root 3 minus root 2. Of course, you know that the conjugate will be what? Root 3 plus root 2. All we need is to change the sign in the middle. Now same thing is applicable here. Write down the conjugate of 2 root 5 plus 3 root 3. This is the same thing as 2 root 5 minus 3 root 3. You change the sign in the middle. So if I should give you this now to try yourself, 4 root 2 minus 5 root 5. What will be the conjugate? I know most of you will get it correctly. Are we getting it now? Most of you get it correctly. All you need to do is to change this sign. So this becomes what? 4 root 2 plus 5 root 5. So write it down as your answer. Now, let's simplify each of the following using the idea of conjugate. Using the idea of conjugate, simplify 3 root 2 minus 1 bracket 3 root 2 plus 1. Using the idea of conjugate, what we are going to do is, since these two are equal, let me show you a shortcut. Since these two are the same, just that only minus and plus is changing, what you do, put this 3 root 2, square it, minus, then take 1 and square it. It will give you your what? Your answer. So the answer will be what? 3 square is what? 9, because this square is affecting everything in the bracket. Root 2 square, the square will cancel the root 2, so we have 9 times 2 minus 1. 1 square is 1. So 9 times 2 is 18 minus 1. This will be equal to 17. So that is your answer to that particular question. Now, try this out. 7 root 2 plus root 3 bracket 7 root 2 minus root 3. Of course, you know that they are what? Conjugate of each other. Now, shortcut, take this one out, square it, minus, take root 3, square it. So this gives us what? What are we going to write? What are we going to write? It will be what? 7. Are we getting it now? Root 2. Because I say you take this one at, when you look at them, these two are the same, these two are the same, but only the sign changes. You square, plus, then this one, minus must be in the middle, not plus. Minus what? Root 3. This one what? Squared. This cancel this. Okay, not cancel, rather, sorry. This is 7 root 2 square minus this and this will give us 49. Then root 2, and let me break this down so that you will see what I'm talking about. This is the same as 7 square times root 2 square, because I know some people will be confused. Minus this square cancel this square root, so we have 3 here. This gives us 7 square is 49, square cancel square root, times 2 minus 3. 49 times 2 is 98 minus 3, and this is 95. So the correct answer to this question is 95. Now try this. 2 root 2 minus root 3 bracket 2 plus root 3. Now what are you to do? Use this, square it, then square this, and that will give us 2 square is what? 4. Minus root 3 square is 3. 4 minus 3 is what? 1. So your correct answer is supposed to be 1. So try it and tell me your answer. So guys, this is where we are going to end it for now. In our next class, we'll look at the rationalization of surd. Rationalization of surds. Thank you for your time.